Hi, I'm Justin Briner with UPC. You may recognize my name from the earlier industry updates I wrote starting back in February of this year. Since then, we've been doing our best to keep the industry up to date with the latest supply shortages to help you navigate this challenging environment. So now I figured it would be best to start providing these updates to you over video to get you the information quickly and succinctly. I'll try and keep this update as brief as possible, but there's a lot happening to the supply chain right now that you need to be aware of. I wish I could provide some more positive news, but the near-term situation appears to be deteriorating. We have 4 situations unfolding that could greatly impact supply. First off, in the news, new cases of COVID have reached a 6-month high in China as the Delta variant is spreading rapidly across the country. Now parts of China have once again gone back into lockdown. Regardless of how you feel about the pandemic or the government's response with lockdowns, what we've learned is that lockdowns in China have a tremendous impact on our global supply chain and especially our spray foam industry. The city of Nanjing and nearby ports are in partial or full lockdown. Many raw chemicals we rely on are shipped out of these ports. The shipping and transportation of these chemicals are already in a severe bottleneck. There's simply no additional capacity in other ports in China to offset this loss. Before the pandemic, normal shipping times for chemicals from China to Texas ran about 4 to 6 weeks. Now it's running 3 to 4 months. Any lockdowns in China are going to have a serious ramification for an already constrained supply chain. And we definitely seem to be trending towards new lockdowns, so this is not good news. In other developments, a major fire over a week ago took place at an industrial park in Germany called Chempark. Many large chemical companies such as Bayer and Covestro have operations at this park that produce raw chemicals that are used to make a critical catalyst for closed-cell foam. The results from this explosion are going to curtail closed-cell foam production in the weeks ahead. So while closed-cell foam has been more readily available than open-cell foam in the last few months, you should expect closed-cell availability to tighten up. The third factor that's currently impacting production is brominated diol, a flame retardant used in almost all spray foam. This flame retardant is on severe allocation to all spray foam manufacturers. The global supply chain breakdown has limited the availability of feedstock chemicals to produce this vital flame retardant. This will only curtail production of spray foam even more. And open cell foam uses more of this flame retardant than closed cell, so this may impede the production of open cell more than closed cell. The fourth problem unfolding are MDI plant and production issues at BASF and Huntsman here in the US. This is curtailing the availability of ISO. The industry is anticipating another shortage of ISO in the coming weeks. This shortage probably will not be as bad as we saw back in March, but the supply pressure will certainly not help ISO prices. So as far as prices stabilizing, it looks like it's not happening anytime soon. There are no fixed prices in the raw chemical side of the industry. Before the pandemic, pricing for raw chemicals could often be fixed for up to a year, or at the very least accurately predicted a year out. Now the raw chemical market looks like an Arab shook, with prices changing in real time. Suppliers will even adjust pricing without notice during transit. And shipping costs continue to skyrocket. One of the largest logistics companies, Hapag-Lloyd, just announced a $5,000 surcharge on 40-foot containers that goes into effect this weekend. To put that into perspective, a year ago, a container from China to LA would run around $2,500 to ship. Now it's at $20,000 with another $5,000 surcharge about to hit. Talk about inflation. Now I know I've mentioned this topic several times before, but most steel comes from China now. You can imagine how that has impacted the supply of 55-gallon metal drums our industry relies on. Metal drums have more than doubled in cost from a year ago, if you can even get your hands on them at all. And the cost just for the wood pallets has gone up over 300% in a year. To sum it all up, the supply chain situation is very fluid, and it seems like new material shortages, price increases, and other production surprises are announced weekly. We can't predict the future, but as far as we can tell, the supply of spray foam most likely will not improve until March or April of next year. If the situation with the pandemic worsens, then we may not see improvement until the end of 2022. But we will keep you posted as new developments unfold. If you have any questions, you can always feel free to reach out to me directly at justin@upcfoam.com. Thank you.